In baseball, the object is to go home and to be safe. I hope I'll be safe at home. Safe at home.
Baseball's wholesome vocabulary gives us comfort. Home, walk, run, ball. Its childlike simplicity recalls the innocence of youth. Every summer in the Northwoods, we take refuge in this comfort. We come out of our long hibernation and head down to the ballpark. We catch up with old friends, have a beer, root for the home team. But perhaps most of all, we bask in the graceful pace of the game, in the warmth of long summer nights.
Well, it's amazing to me to think that people on days like this, you'll have a lot of talk about baseball up here on days like this. So they're looking forward to it. And when that grass turns green, they're ready for it.
I start counting the days in January when opening day is.
I have often found that some of these people only see each other during the summer. And so for them, this is like their summer family.
We're progressively, we more and more have technology that separates us from the members of our community. Where else do you get to express with deep emotion and pleasure the membership in a community?
You can go to the grocery store and you can hear people saying, I'm going to the Bucks game tonight. What are you doing? Yeah, we're going there. And so it's fun to hear everybody get excited about it.
Just fans in the cities, the towns, the cities, they get enthralled by their hometown club, and a lot of them, that's the team that they have. So they'll go watch baseball, and a lot of them feel that it's baseball at its purest.
Baseball is that type of sport where you can turn and visit and talk with your neighbor and then turn and watch the game, and it isn't like you've missed 10 points in the basketball fast break, or you've missed, the big play in football.
I think it is kind of a throwback to the old times, because the stadium is not the fancy new, you feel like you're kind of stepping back in time in your baseball stadium.
You see the kids running back and forth in the sandbox and playing their games, while their parents are over on the other end having a beer and visiting, and it just small town America and America's favorite pastime, baseball at its best. So
At the ballparks in the Northwoods League, the game is close. You can smell the grass and hear the crack of the bat, and players get to become hometown heroes.
Absolutely. I think kids here have us as high as professional players. They think we're as good as them, and kids coming around asking for autographs, just trying to get a high five, whatever it is. I think they think we're in the major leagues already.
Us signing balls or anything for the kids, it kind of gives us a sense of being a big leaguer.
Just and you look at the reaction on their face, and it just makes you feel good about yourself that you're able to bring that type of joy to a little kid. So
I love the fact that it's more of a family thing in Waterloo, because I love to see the people come with their kids, and the kids get excited, where in the big parks, not so much, because, you have to spend this much money and this much money, and your kids don't appreciate the fact of the game. Here, they're close to the game.
You come to a Huskies game, and the kids can go right down and meet the players and shake their hands, and, it's just a really cool experience for younger kids to be part of.
And as soon as, of course I tell everyone that Jake's my son and I'm the singer's mom, the world just opens up, and they talk to you and they tell you stories and they tell you their Stinger stories, and it's a baseball town.
anywhere I walk, people recognize me. This is such a small town that people will come to the game if you ask them to. They look forward to the opportunity. People are fighting for tickets, and I've never been around that kind of an atmosphere to have someone want to watch me play baseball.
How they all knew my son, you know, from being a mom in Florida, watching this on the video on YouTube every night, and then when I walk in and somebody said, "Oh, you're Connor's mom," it's just a really nice feeling.
Fans that come to our games know as much about these players, and they treat them as if they're their own relatives playing out on the field. They will come out when it's 42 above, and they'll come out when it's 106. And even if it looks like it's gonna rain, they still come out because they want to see their kids play.
Host families are the places where people live in the respective community when these college players come from their respective college. they'll live with these families, and these families will take them in for the summer.
I've been a host family since 1997.
Which is 16 years.
Thank you.
What I think we bring to the boys is a stable home for them to be in, kind of keeps them out of trouble. We can become a mom and dad figure for them.
One of our goals is to take care of the kids, to be a safe haven for them where they can come home, they can relax, unwind. Our goal is to love them and take care of them and just be a small part of their lives.
I take my role as a host mom very seriously, and I want to make a difference, and I want to have some type of an influence in the lives of these boys.
I met Deb through private messaging, and as soon as I knew she was his host mom, we immediately clicked and bonded, and I didn't have a worry or a fear. I said goodbye to him in Pennsylvania, see you in Minnesota in a month or so, and just that piece as a mom is a good thing, a really wonderful thing.
I walked in the first day, and she treated me like I was her own son, so I couldn't ask for more.
Ever since the day I walked in the door, they've welcomed me and with open arms, and they've done just about everything they can to be parents.
Yeah, I do love it. I mean, they treat me like their own son, and I too at home have a 5-year-old brother, so them having kids I get to kind of enjoy it, act like they're my little brother, so I get to enjoy that moment. And
I just put something in his bed the other day.
At first, she put a couple spiders in my bed, but I got it back.
When they have free time, they do. We've always had guys who play baseball, play catch with my son, and Bray and Zach like to play ping pong in the basement, and it's just fun. It is like having an older brother, I think, for my kids.
My son was home from work for the long weekend, and we took some of the players, Michael and a couple of his buddies, out to the shooting range, shooting guns, and just doing fun stuff like that with them, going fishing. We had bonfires at night. We had slip and slide out one day. And
the experience with the ball players in general and our grandchildren, our grandsons, it's helped our grandsons mature.
I think the most beautiful thing about being a host family mom is I get to experience the ball game through the eyes of my players.
When the season ends, it's very sad when the boys go home. And
the first week after they leave is probably the hardest time for me.
I wouldn't be sorry or sad if I didn't love them.
I've threatened more than once not to send a child home.
We have never had a young man that we haven't absolutely fell in love with.
And he was so proud to hold up his program, and he had gotten a signature from every single player that was on the team. And I said, good for you. And he said, now I'm going to buy another program, and I'm going to give this to my grandfather. That's pretty cool.